Yes, good afternoon, Mark. In the first round of games, lacking goals and overshadowed by caution, Germany were among those to really stand out. The passing, movement and finishing produced in Durban would have beaten far better teams than Australia. And 600 miles along the south coast, they meet a Serbian team here in Port Elizabeth who can't afford to lose following their defeat to Ghana in Pretoria. Pat Nevin is alongside me, and Pat, for so many years we described the Germans as efficient and pragmatic. They still are, but they're also very attractive.
Yeah, there's a bit of style, a bit of vision going forward for them just now. And yes, those attacking players, we're particularly looking at Ozil. He's the one that stands out, that you enjoy watching. But the efficient ones, such as Podolski, who tends to score goals, and of course Klose, his goal scoring record's pretty dash good when you get to World Cups. But don't forget Serbia. They're a decent side.
They qualified so well, but so far they haven't really performed.
Yeah, no, they haven't performed so far to their capabilities. But, that first game, John Watson was saying just beforehand, that first game sometimes is difficult with them. See if they relax into it now.
Well, the game was underway here in the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium here in Port Elizabeth. A lovely day again, cloudless blue skies overhead, temperatures very pleasant in the low 60s. And Germany have got the game underway, but it's Serbia attacking in all red towards the goal away to our right-hand side, and it's with Kuzmanovic back towards the blonde-haired Krasic, and Kuzmanovic again, a high ball into the penalty area, looking for the giant figure of Zigic, who does well to head the ball back into the penalty area. Jovanovic, on his way to Liverpool, heads it back across goal, and it's into the arms of Neuer, the German goalkeeper.
Incredibly, the ball is played to the back post, beyond the back post to Zigic. Now we know he's a very, very tall centre forward, and you thought he's going to be attacked, he's going to get Mertesacker trying to get up to head with him. They let him head the ball. They left him alone, thinking, you will win the header, but we'll get the second ball. I wonder if they'll do that throughout the game.
Serbia coming forward again now with Kuzmanovic, a long-range shot from fully 35 yards out, right-footed. Didn't take a deflection, and it's gone behind for a German goal kick. So quickly the teams again for you. Germany unchanged following their 4-0 win over Australia last Sunday. Neuer in goal, a back four: Lahm, Friedrich, Mertesacker and Badstuber. The holding midfielders are Schweinsteiger and Khedira, with Muller, Ozil and Podolski supporting Klose in attack. 3 changes for Serbia. Lukovic is suspended. Pantelic and Milias have been left out. It's Stojkovic in goal. A back four: Ivanovic, Subotic, Vidic and Kolarov. Krasic, Stankovic, Kuzmanovic and Jovanovic in midfield, with Ninkovic coming to the team alongside Zigic in attack.
Yeah, no surprises with any of the changes here they've made. But of course the Germans, they've made no changes at all. They played so well in that first game, and the great thing for them, they played so well, got ahead so far, they were able to go and rest a few players as well. The perfect start, as we said, for Joachim Löw's first game.
2 minutes played here in Port Elizabeth. It's goalless between Germany and Serbia in Group D. The other game in this group in the second round of games is Ghana against Australia in Rustenburg tomorrow. And if things fall a certain way, it could be Germany against England in the last 16, as Germany, in their white shirts and black shorts, move the ball forward towards Ozil, wide on the far side, the right, and now further wide towards Muller. Very, very impressive in the Australia game. Ozil's ball into the penalty area, and it's volleyed towards goal by Khedira supporting the attack, and it's high over the crossbar for a Serbian goal kick.
Yeah, and it's Khedira's coming from that deep lying midfield position, and that's always difficult to pick up from other midfielders, because you expect him to sit. Schweinsteiger sometimes will go, Khedira sometimes will go, and that is often the most difficult position to pick up, because there is no player in the midfield who's detailed to get him. But you notice there that the ball came from the right hand side, and we were looking at the FIFA stats beforehand. The vast majority of Germany's play, their attacking play, comes up their right hand side.
But Serbia have made a promising start to this game with 3 minutes played, and they're moving forward with Alexander Kolarov of Lazio. Infield again towards Jovanovic and back to Stankovic, their inspiration, captain and playmaker. There's a long ball wide towards this near side there right, and Krasic, who comes infield beyond Podolski and plays it square again towards a supporting midfielder, and that is Ninkovic, who has a real responsibility today in behind Zigic, wide towards the far side. Kolarov has the ball again. He heads towards the byline. His crossing, though, is blocked by Philipp Lahm, the German captain, and Germany will clear the ball away. And they can be so dangerous on the break. It's closer, but it's a fine challenge from Stankovic on him, but Germany win the ball back. A long ball played forward towards this right-hand side, and Podolski will challenge the goalkeeper Stojkovic, and eventually our Spanish referee Alberto Undiano sees nothing wrong, and it's a goal kick to Serbia.
I think Germany are trying to get Ozil on the ball as much as possible. The one really good piece of play so far that we're seeing, the one imaginative piece of play has come from Ozil on that right-hand side, who tried to flick the ball through to his teammate Khedira. Didn't quite get there, but that's the imagination we were talking at the top of the show that Germany have added to the efficiency they've had before.
Ninkovic on the far side, who has come into the Serbian team. He plays his club football for Dynamo Kiev. Played forward again towards Jovanovic. Zigic tries to flick the ball on, but Germany win the ball back in the portion of the pitch brightly sunlit here in this wonderful stadium, the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, as Germany play it forward again. Khedira wide towards the far side and closer. Has support from Muller attacking the penalty area. Not too many white shirts are in there waiting, and eventually the challenge will come in from Kolarov, and that will be a throw into Germany by the corner flag on the far side. And this stadium from the outside looks like a giant meringue placed on the edge of a lake just a couple of miles or so from the Indian Ocean, as Germany have the ball back again now with Schweinsteiger square towards this near side, the left, and Badstuber. And now Podolski has a run from closer inside the penalty area. Also support from Khedira, but he plays the ball all the way back towards Mertesacker. But Germany have every single outfield player now inside the Serbian half. Schweinsteiger wide towards Khedira again. A ball down the line far side, looking for Ozil. Overhit and behind for a goal kick to Serbia.
Again, you notice that it's that sort of right wing, inside right position that they really do tend to favour the Germans. And I think part of the reason for that is if they can get the ball down that right hand side, they get crosses from that area. And if it's a left hand side that's arriving, that's where Klose often likes to attack the ball from, and Podolski's not bad coming in from the back post as well.
And a good crowd inside this stadium as well. It holds just under 40,000. I would think it's fairly close to capacity here today. Lots and lots of German fans, and there were also plenty of rather merry Serbian fans on our flight, which myself and Pat took yesterday evening, and they've also come here in good numbers as well, as Germany cleared downfield up towards the halfway line through Badstuber. It breaks to Klose, and Klose gets the ball back a second time now from Ozil, wide to the far side, the right, and Germany moving forward now with Muller up towards the edge of the penalty area. A high ball played in, looking for Klose, cleared away. Podolski with a shot, volley just wide, and that was classic German breakaway play, almost finished by Podolski.
As completely classic, because it starts with Philipp Lahm on that right hand side there, hammers up the right wing. That's exactly where they like to attack from. You have to stop Germany. If you're going to stop Germany, you have to kill that area on the right hand side. Ball comes over, and when it does eventually fall down to Podolski, I mean, it's 20 yards out. It's a difficult skill, but unlike many of the players that we've seen in this World Cup so far, he kept it low, he kept it almost on target.
7 minutes played here. Germany 0, Serbia 0 on 5 Live Sport from the BBC in Port Elizabeth. Here's Krasic coming forward now for Serbia. The challenge will come in from Badstuber, and it's a good challenge as well. He's helped out by Schweinsteiger, and Germany should clear up towards the halfway line, but headed back in field by Ivanovic, the Chelsea player. Now Kuzmanovic on to Stankovic, but his pass is miscontrolled by Ninkovic, and Germany will bring the ball forward again up towards the halfway line with the blonde-haired Podolski over the top, looking for the run forward from Thomas Muller, but in the end Serbia will win the ball back and will clear down this near side. Ivanovic on towards Krasic, but he was caught late there by Klose, and our Spanish referee has given Serbia a free kick.
Yeah, and probably deserved there. It's interesting to see the way that Serbia started. I'm not convinced that comfortable, that confident, but maybe that's just comparing them with the Germans, who look uber confident the way they're playing the game at the moment now. Every single one of their players looks very, very good in the ball just now. They all want the ball, they're all trying to get it in midfield. As I say, I'd be interested to see, going on about it a bit just now, but we've not seen one attack by the Germans up the left-hand side. Don't they like the left-hand side at all?
Well, maybe Badstu was not the sort of player who's as expressive going forward as Philip Lahm.
Schweinsteiger is the left. I mean, you're absolutely right. It has got to do with Philip Lahm. The fact that if he was playing as left back, which he often does, maybe a lot more would be coming this way. But I just get a feeling that they like to look right. When Schweinsteiger's on the ball just now, he just looks right. I mean, immediately his first look has looked right, and quite often that's what tends to happen. But lull into a false insecurity, maybe, for the Serbians.
Friedrich plays the ball forward now to Podolski down this near side of the left. Ozil tries to flick the ball back in field, but Ivanovic cuts it out and plays it forward for Serbia. 9 minutes played here, and it's still goalless in Group D. A very busy day on 5 Live, your World Cup station. Slovenia against the USA in England's group coming up at 3 o'clock from Johannesburg. David Moyes, the Everton manager, amongst our commentary team. And then England against Algeria at 7:30 in Cape Town tonight. Our coverage starts at 6:15 with Mark Pugac, and 6:06 with Alan Green will follow at the end of that game at around 9:30. As Germany very confidently play the ball out of the back again. Friedrich wide to the far side, the right, and it's back with the Hertha Berlin defender again. He'll be playing his football in the second tier of German football next season, unless he manages to engineer a move. But now Germany bring it forward. Muller's ball into the penalty area, cleared away by Vidic, midway inside the Serbian half. And Kuzmanovic, who gave away that penalty against Ghana, gives the ball away. Here's Podolski coming forward now for Germany. Plays a 1-2 with Ozil on the edge of the penalty area, but he just crowded out as Serbia have plenty of red shirts back there. And in the end, it's cleared away by Ivanovic down this near side for a throw into Germany. But a nice open feel about this game.
There is, so, but I would, of the two managers, quite clearly, Antic is the one who should be more concerned just now, because the confidence that Germany are playing with, and also the fact that I feel as if they are beginning to find little bits of gaps in that attacking area. I'm looking particularly towards Ozil getting through in that area closer. On a couple of occasions there, just pulled off Vidic, so at the moment Germany are looking dangerous, but Serbia are attacking.
Here's Krasic in the shadows, down this near side, a high ball across the penalty area, and the shot in the end from Ninkovic was sliced off the outside of his right boot, and it's high and wide.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we did talk about right at the start. I think you have to look at Zigic, who's playing up front, and he is mostly on his own just now. We were concerned beforehand where Ninkovic would play. He's playing more to the left-hand side a lot of the time just now, and Zigic, the three of us were all chatting beforehand about he needs a little bit of help. His touch isn't the best, or hasn't been the best so far in this tournament, and so far he's had absolutely no impact in the game.
And Stankovic has been fairly loose with this passing as well, as Germany bring the ball forward. Ozil up towards the edge of the penalty area, fine sliding challenge from Ivanovic, who is then fouled by Klose, and it's not his first foul today, and that is why Miroslav Klose has been awarded a yellow card.
Not convinced it was deliberate by Klose. He went to chase after Ivanovic.
It was a forwards tackle.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was a tackle. He was running, but he ran across his legs. And I suppose it's up to you, if you're behind the player, you're actually just trying to run behind him and catch up, and you can't actually run across his heels. It wasn't a deliberate foul, it was a foul, so the referee's given him his yellow. Dangerous start now for Germany, because as you say, it wasn't Klose's first foul of the game so far.
Ivanovic with the ball forward, charged down by Podolski. Here's Klose now for Germany, just outside the Serbian box, square towards Ozil, back to Klose again, but the pass was slightly behind him, but he's done well to play the ball back in field towards Ozil. The challenge will come in from Subotic, and in the end a goal kick has been given by the Spanish referee, and Germany don't complain too much, but there was just for a second there a feeling it may have been a German corner.
Yeah, it's lovely movement between the four most forward-looking players that Germany have got. And once again, it is that same man as Ozil. He keeps on making these little darts in between the centre-backs and the full-backs. And that's where he wants to live. That's where he wants to get. And even though, I must admit, I hadn't seen Podolski seen him play many times, and Klose as well. And you don't think of them as the type of players who are going to slip passes through. But they are trying to do that so far for Ozil.
And both players had terrible seasons in the Bundesliga goal-scoring wise, but both managed to score very early on in that 4-0 win against Australia on Sunday. As a long ball is played forward now over the head of Klose, and it's through towards the Serbian goalkeeper Vladimir Stojkovic, who of course plays his football at Wigan. Well, not too much football at Wigan in the most recent season. Now Vidic, and Germany just content for Serbia to have the ball on the edge of their own penalty area, with 13 minutes played here on 5 Live Sport in Port Elizabeth in Group D at the 2010 World Cup. It's Germany 0, Serbia 0. Germany already have 3 points on the board. Serbia currently pointless following their 1-0 defeat to Ghana in Pretoria last Sunday. Now Kuzmanovic plays a good ball down the line for Krasic, who has fouled there in a dangerous area. The challenge coming in from Badstuber, and Serbia here have a free kick down their right, far better than a corner. And as you said, Pat, one noticeable feature of their play on Sunday was some very inventive set pieces.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll be just as inventive in that they've got Zigic on his own up front most of the time. But yeah, absolutely. And looking at the way they're lining up here, look at all the players outside the D. They've only got one player, Zigic, inside the box. The rest of the team are outside the D. They do look as if they've got something planned here. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes in a pass along the ground towards the edge of the D for a shot. We shall see.
Well, that's where Dejan Stankovic of Inter Milan is waiting. He usually takes most of these set pieces, but on this occasion it's Milan Jovanovic, who'll be playing his football for Liverpool next season, who was over this free kick. Jovanovic high towards the far post. Zigic and Vidic are the target, but in the end it beats both of them and it goes behind for a goal kick. And I was going to ask you, Pat, because Germany were the one team here at the World Cup who used this ball before the end of the season. Because the ball is manufactured by a German company, they were given the ball to play with in January.
Yeah, it does make a little bit of a difference. I've actually noticed as the World Cup has gone on already that at the first few games particularly, I thought a lot of players, ones at altitude, were really struggling to control the ball, get the ball down when they're shooting. You know, they were going 10, 15 yards over. The long passes, the long raking passes across the pitch were generally getting out of play a great deal as well. And also, players like to zip passes to each other. Anything that was zipped to a player and it bounced in front of them, it tended to bounce off their knees or their ankles or their shins or something. And obviously we know the goalkeeping mistakes that were made early on. Players are slowly but surely getting used to them a little bit more, but as you say, the Germans have had quite a time to get used to it, and they've looked very comfortable in the ball from, I was going to say day one, well, from minute one.
And it does help here today. We are at sea level, of course, so the thin air, the altitude, not an issue in Port Elizabeth as Germany bring the ball forward again. Muller over the top, closer, is offside. He got the wrong side there of Subotic, about 25 yards from goal, and that will be a free kick to Serbia. 16 minutes played here on 5 Live Sport. It's 0-0 in Port Elizabeth. We'll also have live racing from Royal Ascot later on today. The feature race, the Coronation Stakes at 3:50, which will be half-time in the Slovenia United States game at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. And also from around 3 o'clock we'll have the early news from the second round in the US Open Golf at Pebble Beach. Paul Casey among the joint leaders, with Ian Poulter among a group of players only a shot behind, as Stojkovic clears long downfield for Serbia, up towards the edge of the German penalty area. Zigic was the target, and he heads the ball down towards Stankovic, and now it's wide towards the far side, and Kolarov, who goes to ground. The challenge coming in from Muller, and Muller can't believe it because our Spanish referee has given Serbia a free kick. And many of these players were part of the German side which won the European Under-21 Championship. They beat England in the final last summer, and even a couple of them, Muller and Badstuber, didn't make that squad, but they're here as part of the senior World Cup squad for Germany in 2010. And you look at the England team, Pat, how many of those Under-21 players made the squad?
I think
are in the team?
To remember, it's supposedly the golden generation. And it's the last hurrah in many ways. And just to see whether Lampard and Gerrard, etc., will go forward and be the way they should be. Milner's the one for me. Just a bit of a shame that he was ill, not at his best for the first game. I think he could play a big part in this World Cup.
Germany have a free kick here. The foul on Podolski by Branislav Ivanovic, and our Spanish referee has now shown his second yellow card of the day with 17 minutes played.
Ivanovic involved in both yellow cards. He was brought down for the first one, and a tackle in from the back on Podolski for the second one. A bit silly from Ivanovic there. Absolutely unnecessary. Doesn't need to go through the ball at all, or through the player at all. Does though. That's a free kick and a yellow card for absolutely nothing.
And we are at the stage of the competition now where 2 yellow cards in 2 games would see you banned from the final match of the opening round, or even possibly a game later on in the competition, as Germany bring the ball forward again. It's played back by Khedira towards Muller on the far side. Another late challenge coming in there. Kolarov right through the back of Muller, and this should be another yellow card, and it is. No excuse there.
They do seem to have a bit of a problem, don't they, Serbia? And in the past they've had a problem as well with players getting booked a little bit too easily. I mean, obviously they've had a man sent off so far in the tournament, unnecessarily sent off. And I must admit I was very disappointed because I thought he was having a very, very good game in the first half. It was the first game, that was Lukovic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The centre back, but and again, needless bookings, absolutely needless bookings.
Germany on the ball again on the far side. Philipp Lahm plays it forward towards Ozil, and it's controlled, crisp passing again until Zigic comes in with a challenge for Serbia, and he wins a throw-in for them just inside the German half on the far side, the Serbian left. And after an opening 10 minutes, Pat, where it seemed Germany were very much in control of this game, Serbia have gradually edged back into it.
Yeah, a little bit more than that, possibly. That Germany have actually taken the foot slightly off the gas. They're not pushing forward. They're maybe allowing Serbia to come onto them a bit. I think they need a little bit more space, a little bit more of a gap to run into. Ozil hasn't been making those dashing little runs in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe he needs a little gap, and as you see the play just now, Serbia are pushing a little bit further up the park now, which gives something or somewhere for Klose to run into.
And Manuel Neuer, the German goalkeeper, wearing all yellow, bowls the ball out towards the far side. And here's Schweinsteiger for Germany, turning away from the challenge of Ninkovic, and it's forward towards Ozil again. And now Khedira with a high ball towards the edge of the penalty area, and that's an important header away there by Branislav Ivanovic. He saw Klose coming, and it's behind for a corner to Germany.
Great movement again by Klose. He went short for the ball, then he kind of peeled away, a kind of arc shape towards the back post. It's the sort of thing you learn out of coaching textbooks, how to do a turn and a movement into an area, and that's exactly what Klose did.
The vuvuzelas increase in volume as Ozil prepares to take a German corner on the far side. Whipped in towards that near post, looking for Muller, and it's headed away well by Zigic, and that will be a German throw-in, level with the edge of the Serbian penalty area on the far side, the German right. And Philipp Lahm, their captain, has come across to take it. And he throws it into the penalty area, looking for Schweinsteiger, hooked away by Stankovic, and Serbia now will try and break with Krasic over the halfway line. He's fouled there by Khedira, a cynical challenge, and yet again it's a yellow card.
That's 4 yellow cards early on, and you'll see 4 yellow cards early-ish in a game, and you'll think the referee's lost control. For me, he's got absolutely every one of them correct.
21 minutes played here, still goalless in Port Elizabeth. On 5 Live, your World Cup station, a busy day of sport both here in South Africa and around the world, and we'll be covering all angles here throughout the day. And tomorrow morning, Nicky Campbell will be live in Cape Town to analyse the England game, and Danny Baker's programme also live from there as well. As Serbia play a ball into the penalty area on the far side, the left, which is charged down by Philipp Lahm, and that will be a Serbian corner.
Let's see if Serbia do something different with a corner kick this time. The last occasion they had a free kick just outside the box, like a short corner in many ways, but they just lumped it aimlessly into the box.
Krasic will take the corner for Serbia. In towards that near post. Zigic was there with a flick on. He got there ahead of Mertesacker, but in the end got too much on it in the end, and it loops behind for a goal kick.
Really is maybe the only positive attack-minded option they seem to have at the moment. I mean, Zigic is a big lad. They're trying to play the ball to him in the area. There's the sophistication and the work rate that they put into those set pieces on the training ground for that first game. It looks like they've almost forgotten them so far. They're just lumping it in the big centre forward.
Schweinsteiger plays it wide to the far side, looking for Khedira, who heads the ball up in the air, but keeps the ball in play for Serbia in the end. So Germany, though, do have it back. It's played forward now in field towards Ozil, 25 yards from goal, further wide towards Podolski. Plenty of white shirts around the penalty area, but the challenge comes in, and Kuzmanovic should bring the ball clear for Serbia down this near side there, right. So we're beyond the midway point of the first half. It's goalless here in Port Elizabeth between Germany and Serbia. Here's Darren Fletcher.
Thanks, Nigel. Nigel talking about the performance of the referee, Pat. He's a sociologist by trade. I thought he might have been more eager to discuss the problems with the players he showed a yellow card to. So throw into Germany on the left-hand side, who have certainly dominated in terms of possession, but they've not been anywhere near as incisive as they were in that 4-0 Group D opener against Australia. They've got the ball on the halfway line with Mertesacker, forward towards Klose, and then back to the big central defender Mertesacker just inside the Serbian half. White shirts and black shorts for Germany, playing from right to left in this first half here in the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth. Germany in possession on the right edge of the penalty area with Ozil, and then out to Khedira. Khedira, the player profiting from Michael Ballack's pre-tournament injury. Now the captain Lahm has the ball, poked out towards that far side again, and in towards Thomas Muller. That's intercepted by Ninkovic, but they don't keep possession, Serbia, in all red, and the ball is back on this left-hand side with young Holger Badstuber for Germany. One of 3 21-year-olds in this Germany side, and only 2 of the players selected today are over the age of 30, so you do feel this could be a decent generation. This is a good run though by Jovanovic in towards Zigic inside the penalty area, couldn't control it. The new man from Birmingham City dispossessed after a surging run by Jovanovic, and Germany can clear.
That's possibly the best piece of individual play that we've certainly seen from a Serbian player so far. Powered through the centre of the midfield there, looking for a 1-2 with big Zigic. He wasn't quite up to it with his touch on this occasion. But very noticeable before that, although Serbia have to win this game, when Germany had the ball, 9 players plus goalkeeper behind the ball, very, very deep, just want to play in the break. They can't do that all game. They need to at some point come out. I don't know if a draw is good enough. In fact, a draw isn't good enough for them.
0-0 here on 5 Live from Port Elizabeth. 25 minutes gone in the second game for Germany in Group D. Remember, Slovenia versus the USA from 3. 7:30, it's England-Algeria. All the build-up starts in Cape Town from 6:15 with Mark Pugac. And when it's all over today, you can call Alan Green on 6:06. So free kick for Serbia, and that's punted long towards Krasic on this right-hand side. It prevents the throw-in. Very deep ball, but can't prevent the goal kick. And it's a Germany ball away to our right-hand side. 4 of this Germany side started the Champions League final for Bayern Munich against Inter Milan. And when we talk about the England goalkeeping situation, Manuel Neuer started the under-21 final for Germany against England in Sweden. Joachim Löw, the coach, happy to go with the young keeper following the injury to René Adler, while there's all this confusion and conspiracy theories about who might be in goal for England a little bit later on against Algeria. Here's Mertesacker with the blonde hair, the tall, rangy central defender on the halfway line for Germany. Forward towards Klose, playing in his 3rd World Cup is Miroslav Klose. Only 4 players have scored more goals than him in a finals tournament, and he's only 4 behind Ronaldo, who currently leads the way. Nice turn by Khedira towards Klose, edge of the penalty area, intercepted by Manchester United's Nemanja Vidic, and then played out by Subotic. Can't find Kolarov, and it's gone out for a Germany throw-in level with the edge of the Serbia penalty area. They take it quickly as well. The captain Lahm in possession. Now Thomas Muller gets to the byline, drills in the cross, too high for Klose, and that'll float out of play on this near side, the Serbia right as we look at it, for a throw-in to Radian Ticic's team. Pat Nevin.
What a real disappointment that was there. I mean, it's a fantastic pace, a real explosion of pace. Muller down that right-hand side there, got to the byline, and there was a very, very poor crossover. I think that's an opportunity. You want to put it up there. When you think about world football, if you're going to go and leave a ball at the back post, you would like Miroslav Klose to be one of the guys running in there. He was in there, but it was it looked about 10 feet above his head. Very disappointing after good play.
Had a fantastic first season though for Bayern Munich, did young Thomas Muller. First season in the Bayern first team, and he managed to score 20 goals, win a Bundesliga championship and play in a Champions League final as well. And he really has one for the future, the young Bayern Munich player, as is this man, his teammate of the Allianz Arena in Germany, Holger Badstuber. Now Bastian Schweinsteiger, the Bayern Munich trio combining here for Germany. And then out towards this left-hand side again to Badstuber, a central defender by trade really, but playing at left-back in this Germany side, whereas Friedrich is predominantly a left-back, and he plays at centre-half. Now Khedira, just inside the Serbia half, he's faced up there by Stankovic, out towards Lahm on the right. Lahm moves in from the right touchline, the ball takes a bobble, still keeps possession, rolls the ball into the feet of Ozil, who surges towards the Serbia penalty area. Challenge comes in from Kolarov, and then there's a bit of a delayed reaction from Stankovic, and another poor German cross on the right, this time by Lahm, and again that goes out of play for a throw-in on the opposite side of the pitch. It would appear to me, Pat, that having that ball for the Bundesliga season's not made much difference.
Not for the last 5 minutes it hasn't. Once again, all the play and all the crosses are coming from that right-hand side. The problem for them is, of course, the quality hasn't been there. So far, I have to say I'm fairly disappointed with Serbia. You know, they're so defensive-minded just now. They have got 4 defenders at the back there. They've got 5 midfielders. We would maybe hope that one of the midfielders would go up and help Zigic a little bit. No, they defend very, very deep. maybe in much the same way as the Swiss the other night were defending. Sitting deep saying, come on, beat us. Danny Baker was talking about it a few minutes ago. And so far, the Germans haven't been able to do that. But when they break, they are quick on the break, Serbia. We'll say that much for them.
29 minutes gone here then. Germany 0, Serbia 0 on 5 Live, your World Cup station. Every game from each venue. Brought to you live, all 64 matches culminating in the final at Soccer City on the 11th of July. England's second match of the tournament at 7:30 tonight, playing Algeria in Cape Town, and you won't miss any second of the action or the build-up here on 5 Live. This is a game that needs a goal, though. The first game of the day with Slovenia-USA sandwiched in between the games. Here's Bad Stuber inside the Serbia half, back in towards the centre circle, and Schweinsteiger forward towards Closer, intercepted by Vidic, and then Serbia can bring it away with Kuzmanovic. One of 3 changes made by Radiantic for this match. Then the captain Stankovic has it, little ball to Subotic, and then towards the halfway line and Ninkovic, and they will build patiently from the back and then give it away to Germany in the shape of little Philipp Lahm. Lahm out towards Muller on the right hand side, midway inside the Serbia half, slipped infield to Schweinsteiger. Closer is offside, flag went up quickly. Closer's not heard it, he'll score, it won't count, and the Germany fans who celebrate are now disappointed by the sight of a linesman's flag on the far side. Pat.
But it was a lovely finish, wasn't it? It was a fantastic finish. He got the ball, he was a yard offside or half a yard offside. The assistant referee got it absolutely right. 2 players round him, but he still had to make the space, did so, and clipped it cleverly over the goalkeeper.
Just shows the faith, doesn't it, that Joachim Löw has in Miroslav Klose. 2 previous World Cup finals where he scored 5 goals in each tournament. Only scored 4 times for Bayern Munich this season. Had to play second fiddle to the likes of Mario Gomez, who's on the bench, and Thomas Muller as well, who's playing wide. But he knows that Klose is the man for the big occasion. Scored in the opening match against Australia, and he looks really sharp out there, considering he's not been first choice for Bayern Munich.
Well, maybe you could argue that because he's not had that much football, he'll be sharper than anyone else who might be a little bit jaded at the end of the season.
Here's Muller, poked through towards Ozil. That takes a deflection of a Serbian leg, and it's through to the goalkeeper from Wigan Athletic, Vladimir Stojkovic, away to our left-hand side. He plays it out towards Vidic, and Vidic will just roll it forward to Kuzmanovic from Stuttgart, plays in the Bundesliga. Now it's with Stankovic again, the captain of Serbia, the Inter Milan player, and then out towards Kolarov, another player who plays in Serie A with Lazio, and then all the way back to the goalkeeper Stojkovic. Again, 0-0, wonderfully colourful scenes inside the stadium. They're all nice and colourful in this World Cup tournament. This is one of the better looking grounds, I've got to say, with this canopy on the roof that edges out over the field and provides the shadow. Always interested to check the attire of the 2 coaches, Pat, bearing in mind Maradona changed from a tracksuit to a suit before the first match. We've got Radiantic in a smart suit away to our right hand side. Joachim Löw looks like he's on his way out to a nightclub with a pair of tight trousers, a cardigan and a white t-shirt underneath, and most of his coaching staff have got that gear on as well. And here's a foul by a German player just outside the penalty area. Krasic has gone down for Serbia, and I think we're going to get the 5th booking of the match so far. We are, and it's Lahm, the captain, who gets yellow carded this time. Now this is an opportunity for Serbia, 25 yards from goal, right of centre.
Yeah, and 5 yellow cards, it's really quite astounding. It's not been a dirty game, but once again, Lahm, that was a reckless challenge by Lahm. Again, the referee's right, by the letter of the law.
Going to get back to the manager's gear in a minute, but let's concentrate on this free kick for now. Kolarov is over the ball. Also there for Serbia is Ivanovic, who we know can strike them pretty hard at Chelsea. And Stankovic is also just to the left of this ball as well. So 3 options for Serbia. A wall that contains 5 Germans and a couple of Serbs, with big Nikola Zigic, all 6 feet 8 on the end of it. It's delivered towards the goal by the left-back Kolarov, and he's dragged it wide. He did manage to keep the ball down, but he couldn't find a direction, and Neuer was never troubled by that.
That is a fairly good effort, that. I think we've noticed in the last few games for most of the teams that they've stopped trying to hammer the ball. They've stopped putting their laces through the ball from free kicks, because more often than not they've been going over the bar. The players don't seem to be able to control it, so it's a little side foot clipped over the top of the bar, very close, as you say. Got it up and down.
Schweinsteiger out towards Podolski on the left hand side. Quiet start for the man from FC Cologne. Now it's with Badstuber on the left-hand side. Podolski's made a little run forward. Badstuber instead has gone infield to Schweinsteiger and then to Khedira. Khedira into the penalty area to Klose. Klose will turn, tries to get the ball onto his left foot. Challenge comes in from Subotic, and Serbia can bring it away towards the halfway line with Ninkovic. And then it goes back towards Kuzmanovic, who then turns around under pressure and plays it back to his goalkeeper Stojkovic. So do you like the outfit that Joachim Löw has gone for today, Pat?
Strangely enough, it's not really my kind of thing. It looks a little bit like who is he? Who are we going for? Our former manager at no, not Sunderland. I'll come back to you now. Anyway, the big thing about him is it's an age thing. Yeah. He's a little bit younger and he wants to show it.
Thomas Muller in the penalty area gets the cross into the centre towards Klose. Klose rises, heads it down, might fall for Khedira, and it's hooked away by Kuzmanovic from just about the penalty spot. They were just worried there defensively with Serbia because Germany had got plenty of bodies in the penalty area. Here they come again with their white shirts on the right with Muller, and now Lahm the captain. Lahm faced over there by Kolarov. Kolarov gets a block on the cross. Muller can't retrieve it. It's then played short towards Jovanovic, and the Liverpool new boy can clear it away towards Ninkovic, midway inside his own half. You have a name for me, Pat Nevin?
Yeah, it took me a wee while. I don't know why it went away from me, but Phil Brown was the name that was jumping into my mind there. And it's a real shame that he's only been out of the game for a little while and I forgot his name. That's really unfair on Phil.
Well, he was the right-hand man to Jürgen Klinsmann 4 years ago in Germany, was Joachim Löw. Germany came third in that tournament, second at Euro 2008, and you wonder whether the progression might continue and they win their first World Championship for 20 years, which would be their first World Championship as a unified nation. Of course, when they won it back in 1990, they won it as West Germany, that great side of Matthäus and Bremer and Klinsmann. It's been a barren spell in terms of winning international tournaments for one of the heavyweights of world football. 0-0 though here in Port Elizabeth, and we've got just less than 10 minutes to play in a first half that's not really got going as yet.
No, it's not got going, but I wouldn't blame Germany in any way for that. I think it's all down to the fact that Serbia have been incredibly defensive. Very little imagination about their game just now. I think they've come out slightly fearful, holding on, maybe hoping to break now and again. Actually shows me a team that lacks belief in itself to some degree, or a manager that lacks belief in his team.
Lots of possession from Serbia, but no real cutting edge, and there's a foul by Klose. He's got to be careful because he's been yellow carded already. The referee is now showing Miroslav Klose a second yellow, which will equal a red card, and Germany, 9 minutes before half-time, are reduced to 10 men. Miroslav Klose is sent off, and Pat Nevin, he's only committed 2 fouls in this match, and neither of them, I don't think, were bookable offences. I've got to say, the referee is in real danger of spoiling this match.
Well, the point is, if you ask FIFA what they want in any World Cup, they say, do not tackle from behind. He's had 2 tackles, 2 forward tackles. They've been from behind. He didn't get the ball. He got the player. I mean, there's a bit of me that says I feel really sorry for them. They're not dirty. They're not going to hurt the player. But there's a bit of me that also thinks that's your own stupid fault. Do not go and tackle from that position. There is no point.
The flip side of that, though, Pat, they're playing in the World Cup. They've got to be able to try and win the ball back for their country, and that's exactly what Klose has done. He's gone into both tackles with no malice whatsoever. OK, he's not as good a tackler as maybe Per Mertesacker is, or one of the other defenders out there, Nemanjevic. He's mistimed a couple of challenges and he's on.
I do not want to see that player sent off for those 2 challenges. And if it was me, it was involved in making the decisions, I wouldn't actually have given them a yellow card. FIFA are the ones that tell you what the decisions are. They set out in their videos to the referees, this is what a yellow card is. It's a tackle from behind that has some recklessness about it, that doesn't get the ball and gets the player. That happened both times. I'm not happy about it. That's the law.
5 yellows and a red with 8 minutes to go in the first half, and we're yet to have a physio on the field here in Port Elizabeth.
True.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely right. That is the modern game, though.
Kuzmanovic towards Krasic, and now he's gone down. Kuzmanovic. Krasic crosses from the byline. Zigic rises, headed down. Got to be a goal, and it is a goal. And Serbia lead through Jovanovic, who hooks it in from inside the 6-yard box. And Serbia, who are desperate for a win, lead Germany, the 10-man German side. Serbia lead Germany 1-0.
And it's the oldest one in the book. He's selected it. And by the way, the referee's getting his card out again, and he's going to give a card to the scorer because he's all of a celebrated and said that it did jump over a wall and he didn't realise there was a moat there, so he went about 10 feet down. The referee's going to have a little bit of a go again. I'll tell you what, if we finish this game with 10 against 11, I'll be absolutely, totally and utterly shocked. but it was the oldest one in the book. Krasic gets to the byline, hangs it up to the back post. Our man Zigic there, he's against Lam of all people. He's got to be a whole foot and a half taller than Lam. Knocks it down, oldest one in the book, as we say. 1-0 Serbia. Germany down to 10 men. We didn't see this coming 5 minutes ago.
Well, Jovanovic was Serbia's top scorer in qualifying, with 5 goals in the 8 appearances that he made for them, and he also scored against Arsenal in the Champions League last season, playing for Standard Liège. But I doubt he scored a more important goal in this last 12 months than the one he's just put past Manuel Neuer. Couldn't really miss from inside the 6-yard box after, as Pat says, they got the huge size advantage at the far post, with Zigic towering over Philipp Lahm, and just moments after Miroslav Klose was shown a red card, Germany concede a goal. And for the neutral, Pat, that's exactly what everybody would have wanted.
Well, in some ways, because I still do not expect Serbia will come out and attack.
No.
They won't go out and try and take control of the game. They'll just sit there and break now and again.
Germany will. Ozil can't find Muller on the far side. That's intercepted by Kolarov. And now it's with big Nikola Zigic just short of the halfway line inside his own half of the field. Kolarov is dispossessed by Muller. You still feel Germany have got the ability, even with 10 players, to score against this Serbia side. Bad Stuber on the left, edge of the penalty area, short back to Schweinsteiger, could have gone square to Khedira, comes back instead towards this left-hand side and finds Bad Stuber, level with the edge of the Serbian box, faced by Ivanovic of Chelsea. Bad Stuber just moves to the left and then back to the right, gives the ball into Podolski with the yellow boots. He's tackled easily by Kuzmanovic, and now here comes Jovanovic again on the counter-attack over the halfway line, and he's got Krasic in acres of space on this right, stood offside, which will infuriate Radiantes.
Well, I was quite surprised there because, you know, I'd expect Germany to calm it down a little bit for a few minutes when they went down to 10 men. But Bad Stuber, who was playing at left back, he's went hammered up the left wing there, and there's no effort whatsoever for the player who was marking, that's our man Krasic, to come back and mark him. He's got a huge amount of space.
It's interesting, Pat. They've got no substitutes warming up, Germany. At the moment, it would appear that Ozil is playing as the central striker. I thought maybe Podolski would have gone in there. Certainly options on the bench to Joachim Löw, but I think he's just going to take a look at this for a couple of minutes before working out the best course of action.
It's not made any difference to the team. It should have made any difference to his team defensively. Still got your 4 defensive players. It just means little change. Ask Ozil, as you say, to walk 10 yards further up the field. Nothing more than that. He doesn't lose much in midfield. So it's really looking more like a 4-4-1 because the 2 wide players are coming back a little bit more now.
Serbia lost all 3 games 4 years ago in Germany, conceded 10 goals in the process, and they were beaten in their opening match by Ghana here in South Africa 2010, but they lead Germany here by a goal to nil. Remember, Miroslav Klose sent off, and Jovanovic with the only goal so far after 38 minutes. Germany coming forward down the right-hand side with Muller, his cross deflected off Kolarov, and it's gone behind for a corner to Germany on the right-hand side. I think Muller's just put a piece of the pitch back in as well that flew off his right boot as he crossed it.
It's going to be a huge story now. As you say, you're absolutely right to ask the question whether the referee's getting too carried away just now. So many bookings so early on in a game that isn't dirty in any way whatsoever. It's one of those letter of the law referees. Tell you right now, I don't think he'll be doing the final.
No. Ozil's corner from the right-hand side, swung into the middle, fisted away not very confidently by Stojkovic, volleyed back in by Podolski, and then away by Ivanovic from inside the penalty area for Serbia. Krasic in possession, good tracking back though by Lukas Podolski, and then Bad Stuber just had the pace to beat the CSK Moscow winger to the ball, and then there's a big crossfield pass by Podolski out towards the far side, hits the chest of Kolarov, ricochets now to Ozil, who runs towards the edge of the penalty area, flicks in towards Khedira, who'd made a dangerous run through the centre. Stojkovic read it well and gathers. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, nice little break there from the Germans. Once again, just about every time they get the ball, they thump it to the right hand side. And if you do want to stop Germany, you imagine if they play against a team who've got a fantastic left full back, you know, it'd be good for them. Yeah, and that makes you start thinking about England, because their left back, Ashley Cole, ain't bad. So maybe in the fullness of time, if Germany go through, it's a team that England wouldn't mind facing.
Well, 1 or 2 inflammatory comments by Joachim Löw in the build-up to this match. He said that he still thought there was an awful lot of improvement in the Germany team from the 4-0 win against Australia, and he also used the phrase that he wanted Germany to embarrass the opposition in this tournament. So far, it's not going according to plan with the fella down there in the cardigan and the V-neck t-shirt, Joachim Löw. 1-0 Serbia lead on 5 Live, with Slovenia USA to come from 3 o'clock, And then the one you're all waiting for, England-Algeria. Our build-up starts in Cape Town from 6:15 with Mark Pugac. And then the game, of course, and Alan Green with 6:06 after that. Just a reminder on that Slovenia-USA game, by the way, David Moyes, the Everton manager, is part of our commentary team. And also on 5 Live Sport this afternoon, coverage from Royal Ascot and the opening few holes as well from the second round of the US Open Championship, rather, at Pebble Beach in California, with both Ian Poulter and Paul Casey and Graham McDowell, some of our Ryder Cup players, in very good positions. Long ball forward by Muller, the target Schweinsteiger, good take by Stojkovic, and now he's gone down.
Get up,
surely the referee's not going to show a yellow card for that. Stojkovic, if anything, Pat, jumped into the German player.
Absolutely. To be honest, I wish he would show Keeper a yellow card for that. It's kind of he stopped. Keeper throwing stuff. Do
you know the thing is, though, here,
utter nonsense.
but here the players have worked out that they can drag yellow cards out of this referee, and he's made that problem himself.
If I'm a Serbia player right now, I'm walking in eggshells, because he's desperate to even it up at the moment. So if any opportunity whatsoever to book a Serbian player or send one off, he will do it, no doubt.
Clear blue skies above this Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium here in Port Elizabeth. Just a word for Preston fans as well. It's on the shores of Lake North End. So if you're a Preston fan, this might be where you'd want your team to play its home matches. Here comes Podolski down the left for Germany. He's got a chase on to keep it in play, but he wins that chase right by the corner flag, tracked all the way by Ivanovic. Podolski runs backwards. He's not really got a lot of support. All he can do is go back to Schweinsteiger. Now it goes to Muller. Muller just outside the penalty area. Still Thomas Muller for Germany. Into the box. Needs to cross. Can't get the ball out of his feet. Challenge comes in on the far side by Ninkovic, and it's gone behind for a corner to Germany. And he had the opportunity there, Pat, to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of that from Muller. He's a very, very quick player. Clearly got some skill as well, but not been direct enough so far.
Short corner to Philipp Lahm, just outside the penalty area right side, away from Ninkovic, gets the cross in, blocked by the Serb, and it's out for another corner, and we are into a minute of time added on at the end of what I think has been a pretty controversial first half, with the 6 yellows, the red for Klose, and the goal for Serbia. Corner taken into the penalty area. Bastian Schweinsteiger back out to Ozil, into the middle towards Mertesacker, cleared away. Kadira with a chance for Germany, hits the bar with a rocket of a shot. Mertesacker, goalwards and cleared off the line. It was Muller's effort. It's cleared away, and the referee has seen a foul inside the penalty area. It'll be a free kick to Serbia. How did Germany not score, Pat Nevin?
Fantastic piece of play there, and it was a short corner it was taken originally. When it came back, what a shot up to the crossbar. Give the goalkeeper his due. He's come out, he's tried to close it down as much as possible. Once again, I'm going to join you with the referee here. He's given a free kick against Germany for an attempted overhead kick. So we're not allowed overhead kicks anymore. That's absolutely true. And by the way, an overhead kick that got the ball clean.
Well, there's the half-time whistle, blown by the villain of the piece, Alberto Undiano from Spain. Serbia lead Germany by a goal to 0. Jovanovic with it after 38 minutes. Miroslav Klose has been sent off. We've had 6 yellow cards and a red, and it was quite a 45 minutes, Pat Nevin.
It certainly was, and not to forget the thing, Germany were complete and utter dominant control of this game all the way until the second that second yellow card came in. When that second yellow card came in, a little bit of a lift there for the Serbians. They've gone up the field, the first really decent move of the game, and they've scored from it. I still think Germany are quite capable of getting out of this one.
We go back to Port Elizabeth, and the Serbs just kicking off, and they're 1-0 up on the Germans. We've had a few surprises in the last 36 hours. Here's Nigel Adderley.
Yes, thank you, Mark. And it's the 10 men of Germany as well. Miroslav Klose has shown that red card just a minute or so before the goal from Milan Jovanovic. So an intriguing second half here. And it could have implications on who England play in the last 16, because the assumption was made England would win their group and Germany would win theirs. And there are just a few signs here that Serbia, with this 1-0 lead, could be very durable opponents for Germany in the second half. And maybe those qualities we spoke about at the old Germany, Pat, of the pragmatism and the efficiency, may have to come to the fore in the second half.
Yeah, but we've watched Germany before. You know, they're a good side. They're just for a moment there, I thought the system wasn't going to put his flag off when Ozil was miles offside. But what they'll do is they'll adapt to their game plan just now. It's very interesting to see the system, the setup they've put out in this second half. They've got their 4 at the back, nothing changed there. They've got their 2 sitting midfielders, nothing changed there either. two wide players, nothing changed. So it's really all they've done is made Ozil having to play instead of behind the front man. He's being behind front man and no one.
Here's Podolski now inside the penalty area, drives right across the face of goal, fed through there by Ozil down the left-hand side, and nobody there inside the penalty area could get a touch. I think Podolski, in fairness, was going for goal, but Germany showing their attacking intent, even though they're down to 10 men, right from the start of the second half.
It's just whether Serbia are going to be brave enough to come out a little bit and push on a little bit, put Germany under pressure. You think they should do with the extra man advantage here. I'm sure the manager said to him a little bit, get out as much as you possibly can, because against 10 minutes you'll never have a better chance than this.
Kuzmanovic plays it wide to the far side looking for Krasic, but Germany win the ball back and then give it away. Here is the Serbian captain, Stankovic, on the far side, the right. A good ball down the line, and it's one to chase for Kuzmanovic. Cross there is One Friedrich to make the challenge, and he clears the ball away off the Serbian player, and that will be a throw into Germany. So quickly the teams again. Neuer in goal for Germany. They're back for Lahm, Friedrich, Mertesacker and Badstuber. Schweinsteiger and Khedira are holding in midfield, and it's now Müller, Ozil and Podolski in attack, with Miroslav Klose sent off around a minute before the Serbian goal scored by Jovanovic. Our Spanish referee, Alberto Undiano, booked 6 players in the first half, 2 yellow cards for Klose, and that is why Germany are really up against it here, although they do have a free kick on the halfway line. The Serbian team, Stojkovic in goal, Ivanovic, Subotic, Vidic and Kolarov the back four, Krasic, Stankovic, Kuzmanovic and Jovanovic the goal scorer in midfield, with Ninkovic in behind Zigic, as Germany in their white shirts and black shorts, playing from left to right, bring the ball forward with Müller, the youngster from Bayern Munich. A high ball into the penalty area, goes behind, and that will be a goal kick. And here's Pat Nevin.
Müller is a very interesting player. He's got lots of pace. We see him he sticks out in that right wing most of the time. He has this burst over about 5 yards, which is extraordinary. He battles past the player. Sadly, his crossing when he's got to the byline, which he has done 3 or 4 times, has been dreadful so far. He has to add better crossing to his game. The problem is he has no minutes left closer to put the ball into in the back post now.
And in the midst of that chaos around the Serbian goal and the Klose sending off, it was a great ball in from Krasic down the right as well. Yeah,
Krasic is, obviously it was a fantastic ball. He put it into the goal, put it into the back post, and it kind of hung up there. And, they want to play that all day. That's their one major tactic, to get it up to Zigic as often as possible. Isn't the best player in the world, but in 6'8", you don't have to be sometimes.
High ball into the German penalty area now. Serbia in all red, attacking down this near side. And in the end, it's cleared away by Germany, but picked up by Kolarov of Lazio. Back towards Subotic, who plays his football in Germany for Dortmund in the Bundesliga. And now Nemanja Vidic, of course, a familiar figure for us from Manchester United. And in the end, it goes all the way back towards Stojkovic, wearing all blue, defending the Serbian goal away to our right-hand side. And now Khedira plays it forward towards Ozil, back towards Khedira again. He played it wide to the right, I think looking for the overlapping Philip Lahm, but the ball never found him, and it's back with Stojkovic again. And we're here in Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape. It's known as the friendly city, but I would imagine our Spanish referee has very few friends amongst the German supporters inside the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium at the moment.
It'll be intriguing to see what he does from here on in, the referee.
We might not see another yellow card.
We may not do either. The players will get sensible.
There's a ball played forward for Serbia. Ninkovic into the penalty area, but the ball is shepherded back by Mertesacker to Neuer, and Germany clear the ball downfield again. It's picked up by Khedira, one of the young players who was brought into the side relatively close to the tournament, and now he has a massive responsibility anchoring the German midfield alongside Sebastian Schweinsteiger. And Germany have the ball back again now with Ozil inside the centre circle, looks to play it wide to the left hand side where Podolski's made the run in the part of the pitch illuminated by sunshine here as the shadows begin to creep across the pitch from this near side towards the far side, as Schweinsteiger plays a long ball forward now for Germany. Serbia clear, and now Serbia will try and break, and it's with Jovanovic, but really maybe indicating their intentions in the second half. He doesn't go forward, he plays it square towards Kuzmanovic. The move breaks down and Serbia have a throw-in.
just can't see the Serbians changing their way of playing. It's working for them so far. They're not giving away too many chances. They're defending fairly deep sometimes, but I think what they're hoping for is the Germans are going to get a little bit tired as the game goes on.
Krasic coming forward now. He's onside down the right-hand side, played through by Kuzmanovic, but the pass was overhit and it's gone behind for a goal kick. And the way this group pans out, of course, Germany beating Australia in the first game, Serbia losing to Ghana. It's Ghana against Australia tomorrow in Rustenburg, and then on Wednesday Ghana play Germany in Johannesburg, and it's Australia against Serbia in Nails Plate as Stankovic goes down.
But by the way, well done, Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger gets tackled from the back in the first half. The referee gives a yellow card for that. Now, he's not given a yellow card to it, which just shows you now the referee has given himself the worst rod for his own back, because if he does his refereeing from the first half, that's a yellow card. If he doesn't do it, so he's right. He's right to give a yellow card if he's going by the rule of the law. But of course we don't want to see that. Whatever he does now is wrong.
Germany coming forward now, 52 minutes played, trailing Serbia by 1-0 and down to 10 men as well. Miroslav Klose sent off for 2 yellow cards late in the first half here on 5 Live Sport, your World Cup station. England against Algeria coming up at 7:30. Before then at 3, David Moore is part of our commentary team as Slovenia played the USS. A long ball is played forward for Germany into the penalty area, and it was Friedrich who was up there. I was surprised to see him coming up from the back, and it's into the arms of Stojkovic, the goalkeeper for Serbia.
Yeah, but very clever. Schweinsteiger once again sat a little bit deeper as soon as his centre-back went past him. But as I said about Schweinsteiger there, he didn't make a big meal of it. He could have complained to the referee, he could have shouted and bawled, etc. He just got up, got on with the game, thinking somebody hopefully has had a word with the referee at half-time that he should calm down a little bit.
Serbia give the ball away. Schweinsteiger tries to play in the ball wide to the far side for Muller, but Serbia have it back now with the blonde head Krasic into the penalty area for Zigic. A fine sliding challenge from Friedrich for Germany, and now they have it back on the far side with Badstuber of Bayern Munich. Infield towards Khedira, and Germany do not play and do not look like a side who are down to 10 men here. The fluidity of their play has been maintained as Joachim Löw, their manager, their coach, the German answer to Phil Brown, watches on us. Now Schweinsteiger with a run down the centre. Excellent covering challenge from Vidic, but Schweinsteiger gets back on his feet, wins the ball back momentarily, but Vidic is able to shepherd the ball back towards Stojkovic, defending the Serbian goal away to our right. But now Germany have it back again with Özil. And now Khedira, the white shirts moving forward towards this near side down their right, and Muller with a low driven ball into the penalty area. It's cleared away as far as Schweinsteiger with the shot. It's up in the air from the goalkeeper, back towards Schweinsteiger again. And what has the referee given? He's given a free kick to Serbia inside the penalty area. Really a coming together of players there. Khedira was the German player involved, but close to a goal there. Schweinsteiger's shot not dealt with by Stojkovic very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, it's the power of the shot. It's right on target, and keepers are scared to death to actually catch these balls just now. So what he does is he gets his body behind it, almost like it's like volleyball. He tries to play it away. It's like a volleyball shot, tries to play it away, and eventually it lands to Khedira, who tries a kind of side volley about 3 feet in the air, manages to catch the defender. But the referee was going to actually go and get his yellow card out again, but thankfully not.
Khedira is a player now on a yellow card in this game as a ball is played forward again. A Serbian player goes down, and it's Kolarov, fouled by Philip Lam, and it will be a free kick.
I wouldn't be agreeing with you there. I would say it's Kolarov diving. I think he was,
well, you can see the agitation in Joachim Löw's body language. He's infuriated here at what is happening in this game. Of course, they do have the relative safety net, I suppose, of playing Ghana in the final game. But if Ghana needs something with an African crowd behind them, that could be a very tricky game for Germany. As a high ball's played into the penalty area, nodded down by Zigic. He can't find Kuzmanovic. Germany cannot take anything for granted here with that final game coming up, can they?
No, they can't do it. It's infuriating for them at the moment. They'll be in a bad mood because they think they've been badly treated by the referee. The referee's not clever enough to spot what some of the players are doing. Particularly, it has to be said, the Serbian players are getting the ball and they're putting the ball to the side, then running into the German players and then falling down. It's not a free kick. It's basically a bit of a cheat, but the referee's not spotting it, and nothing annoys players more than the referee who hasn't got a clue what's going on.
A real story developing here in Port Elizabeth. Germany down to 10 men, trailing Serbia by 1-0. But Germany come forward. Muller's ball into the box. It's cleared away well by Vidic, up towards the halfway line, but Schweinsteiger wins it back for the team in white shirts. Now the captain, Philip Lahm, coming in field down the right, exchanges passes with Muller, and he thinks about taking on the fullback, but he comes in field onto his left foot. I thought he was fouled there, but he delayed going to the ground, and our Spanish referee doesn't give anything, and Germany are furious on and off the pitch here. As Krasic plays it forward now for Serbia. A good ball as well to find Zigic on the far side, the right. Back towards Krasic with a burst into the penalty area. Low ball in. Important header away by Mertesacker inside the 6-yard area with Ninkovic waiting for the cross. And it's cleared away by Germany up towards the halfway line. A very open field to this game now as Ozil is fouled. And this will be a yellow card for Subotic, the Serbian central defender, inside the centre circle.
Nothing the referee can do there. Once again, if he's put down a line in the sand of how he's going to referee this game, that has to be a yellow card. I mean, a lot of referees wouldn't necessarily have given it, but I think it was a reckless challenge, and I think he got that one right.
But will somebody from the refereeing authorities be sat here thinking, great, he's getting this right, or will they be thinking,
Well, they will take every single one of these challenges individually, and they'll probably say at the end he's got 7 or 8
Here's
right.
a good ball forward for Podolski into the penalty area. Oh, Podolski has missed. He drags the shot across the face of goal, played in by Ozil, and that should have been the German equaliser.
Yeah, and I think it was Vidic. He gets a cross right at the death there, and what a great run, what a great ball it was. It was Ozil, wasn't it? With his left foot miles onside, left-hand side on it comes, and Podolski 1-1 with the goalkeeper. It's a tight angle, but you think he should probably get it on target. He doesn't, and 2 or 3 feet past the post in the end.
57 minutes played here. Germany 0, Serbia 1 is the scoreline here on BBC 5 Live, your World Cup station. And with the game coming up tomorrow in Rustenburg, Ghana against Australia, as things stand, this Group D could be wide open going into the final group of games on Wednesday. And of course England, providing things go well tonight, will have more than half an eye on what's happening in Group D. Of course, they're in Cape Town tonight against Algeria, Slovenia against the USA, also coming up from Joburg, kicking off at 3 o'clock English time, British time, as Podolski plays it forward now towards Ozil on the edge of the Serbian penalty area. Germany beginning to move now with Badstuber down the left, a low ball in looking for Ozil, and neat touch to find Podolski with a shot into the side netting and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, once again half a chance there, and Germany playing very, very well. Indeed, they're creating more and more chances all the way through this game. Usually Ozil's at the forefront of it. I was trying to see there if the assistant put his flag up. It was never offside in a million years, but I think he actually might have put his flag up there. But once again, I think the German fans, increasing noise is coming about now, because Germany don't lack belief, do they? Even down to 10 men, they definitely don't lack belief.
Headed forward now by Kadira down the left-hand side. Podolski turns away from the challenge of Ivanovic. Early ball into the penalty area, looking for Kadira. Surely handball there by Nemanja Vidic inside the penalty area. Germany have a penalty, and Vidic here could be in real trouble. Deliberate handball inside the penalty area, and it's a yellow card for the Manchester United player. But Germany here have been handed literally a route back into this game.
Unbelievable. I have no idea why Vidic did this. Absolutely right. It was a handball. It wasn't going to anyone. The only player up there was Lahm. He was never getting on the end of it.
Why is he not sent off?
Well, it wasn't a clear goal-scoring chance, because Lahm wasn't going to get on the end of it. I'll tell you something else. Do you know the assistant referee, who is directly on line, who can see it clear as day? He did not give it. He bottled it.
Lucas Podolski with the penalty for Germany. An hour played here in Port Elizabeth. Podolski will step up, left-footed. It's saved by Stojkovic. Muller with the rebound. The challenge comes in from Subotic. It's behind for a corner, and Germany there have spurned a massive opportunity to get back into this game.
I can't believe that happened. When's the last time you expected Germany to miss such an important penalty kick? And a quality player like himself, still, they're not finished yet. They're creating a lot of chances now, Germany. Down to 10 men, we are still miles a better
It's
side.
a great game, isn't it?
It is. It's becoming an exciting game, and it's all about how well Germany are playing. And the Serbians, they just want to defend, they just want to hold the ball up as much as possible. They've got a number of players. I mean, we chatted about Zigic beforehand, and I know he's a big buy, but come on, he's not in a game at all, has he? He is. If he's 6'2", no one's going to touch him.
Joachim Löw is wheeling his arms around, almost like Mick Channon there, trying to exert more energy for his team. His 10 men trailing here by a goal to nil, having missed a penalty. And a dramatic day here in Port Elizabeth as Serbia bring the ball forward again. Ivanovic, though, is challenged by Mertesacker, and that will be a throw-in to Serbia. Can they capitalise on that let-off and take a 2-0 lead in this game? Krasic on the far side, the right, a low ball in towards Ninkovic, and now Stankovic wide towards this near side, and Jovanovic bursting into the penalty area. His first touch was a bit heavy, and in the end it goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, and that's the first real bit of play since the goal that we've seen from Jovanovic. We've seen a little bit of a show of the penalty kick again there.
Good save.
Yeah, decent save. You know, the goalkeeper was moved slightly early, and that's acceptable just about these days. That's the way it happens. That's the way the game goes. Didn't expect the referee to spot that one, but I don't think it was a great penalty in the end. It was side-footed. It wasn't into the corner. The goalkeeper, as we see, guessed the right way. And but I still don't think it'll be the last chance that Germany get.
Zigic now inside the penalty area. He's challenged by Mertesacker, and it's cleared away by Germany up towards this near side. And Darren's just made a good point. Had Michael Ballack been here, he would have taken that penalty.
Absolutely, there's a possible chance of that. But remember what we say, the Germans usually have got more than one decent penalty kick.
They don't usually miss.
Yes.
Here's Krasic now. He goes down on the far side, trying to coax a free kick out to the referee as Badstuber came in with a challenge, but nothing's been given, and Germany bring the ball forward again. Trailing by a goal to nil and down to 10 men in this game, having missed a penalty with 17 minutes played in the second half here on 5 Live Sport. Things don't often go wrong for Germany in World Cups, but things are certainly going wrong here in Port Elizabeth today. As they bring the ball forward again from the back with Friedrich, and Serbia dropping right back deep inside their own half now. In the sunshine on the far side, it's Schweinsteiger, a walking pace to Badstuber. Back towards Schweinsteiger again, a long ball wide to this near side, looking for Müller, wearing Ballack's number 13 jersey. He can't find him, and it's back with the Serbian hero for now, Stojkovic, their goalkeeper, having saved that penalty.
Down to 10 men, and Germany are trying to play against a team now who are wasting time in the 63rd minute. And that shows you that kind of how keen the Serbians are to go and play forward to attacking flowing football. They've actually, for me, they're 1-0 up against Germany, and it's a fantastic result, and especially if they keep it till the end of the game. But I've been seriously disappointed by Serbia today.
This is not the team who qualify fantastically.
Yeah, it seems like there's a kind of fear factor involved. Okay, in the first game, I actually didn't think they'd done too badly in that first game, but if you lose the first game, the confidence goes out, and it's not about trying to entertain people, it's about trying to stay in the competition. And I suppose in that situation, they're just thinking to themselves, stay in the competition at all costs. If it means sitting back, defending against 10 men, you know, and accepting that they might get the odd half chance and hoping that the goalkeeper pulls them out of a hole, which he has done so far, and so be it.
This stadium, Port Elizabeth, also the venue for England's final group game against Slovenia. And the way things are going in Group D, if Australia beat Ghana tomorrow, all 4 teams will have 3 points going into the final round of matches, when simply anything could happen.
Absolutely.
Ghana against Germany, Australia against Serbia.
I'm not surprised that Germany are going to make a substitution just now. Just these last 2 or 3 minutes, I think a couple of players have looked a little bit tired for me. Maybe even Müller has looked a little bit tired, and even Ozil slightly tired as well. So I think a little bit of pace is going to be needed in the next few minutes.
And Kaká is coming on. He scored with his first touch against the Australians on Sunday. Podolski coming forward now, down the left-hand side, deep into the penalty area, pulls it back, can't find a white shirt. It will be cleared away by Ninkovic on the edge of the penalty area. And now Serbia trying to bring the ball forward again, down this near side, up towards the edge of the halfway line, but Serbia give the ball away and bring it back. It will be a double change as well for Germany. Marin will also come on of Werder Bremen. Here's a low ball into the penalty area for Serbia, played by Jankovic, looking for Zigic, and it's into the arms of Manuel Neuer, who has basically, Pat, been a spectator in the second half.
Absolutely, not taking part in the game at all. Just looking at the way Germany are playing, they are working very, very hard. Now, I know they are a fit side, but, you know, they're working so hard and put so much effort into this game. They will have to get something out of their last game, almost certainly now. But they'll have some tired players, and also they'll get at least one player who's going to be missing for that as well.
Played forward now on the far side into the feet of Podolski, who missed the penalty for Germany a few moments ago. Back in field, looking for the run of Badstuber, but the pass never found him, and Serbia will try and break. But Serbia have shown very little ambition in this game, but they are in a utopian position themselves, leading by a goal to nil against 10 men, having seen the Germans miss a penalty. A neat turn by Stankovic inside the German half, forward towards Zigic again, and now back towards Stankovic, who could open out for Krasic on the far side, the Serbian right. 3 red shirts jogging towards the edge of the penalty area. Krasic comes in field. It's a great run from Krasic. Here's Jovanovic with a shot. Hits the post, and Zigic cannot turn the rebound in. And the flag's up for offside against Zigic.
Absolutely fantastic shot there. And it was good play by Krasic on the right hand side. And you have to remember, he's the man that made the goal as well, going down the right hand side. This time he came inside the fullback, took it around 3 players. Lovely shot, and Zigic, who was standing in an offside position by about 10 feet.
Schweinsteiger brings the ball forward now for Germany, down their left, and comes in field to find Khedira. The game just at walking pace for a second, but Germany trying to seize the initiative. It's with their captain, Philipp Lahm, now down the right. He comes in field again and finds Khedira, and now all the way back towards Mertesacker. Germany patiently trying to probe in this game, trailing by a goal to nil here on 5 Live Sport, having missed a penalty and seen Miroslav Klose sent off. But here's Ozil moving forward now into the penalty area down the left. His cross is charged down. Podolski can't fasten onto the rebound. Serbia clear, only as far though as Khedira. Back towards Mertesacker again. Every outfield player is inside the Serbian half. Wide by Schweinsteiger again, towards the far side, and Badstuber. And Germany continuing to probe now. Back towards Schweinsteiger, 35 yards from goal. Options left and right. He goes short towards Muller now, looking to drive into the penalty area. It's a good run for Muller. Needs support though. His shot though is deflected. It will spin through towards Stojkovic, who saves the corner, and in the end manages to gather and play the ball back inside his penalty area. So it will be some finish here in Port Elizabeth. Germany trailing by a goal to nil against Serbia. Here's Darren Fletcher.
Well, Serbia are going to make a change as well. They're going to bring on Kačar, who's another player in this Serbia side that plays his club football in Germany. He was relegated with Hertha Berlin as well. So no doubt Rade Antic has seen the thoughts of Joachim Löw with the double change he's about to make, and he's trying to make sure that Serbia don't fall foul to that. Here's Mertesacker inside the box, across the 6-yard box to his goalkeeper Neuer, and Germany will start again. They've done everything, Pat Nevin, since the restart, bar score.
They certainly have. They've played very well.
Here's Muller. Looks a very dangerous player for Germany today. Little ball to Ozil, just outside the penalty area. 2 of Germany's youngsters combine. Ozil of Werder Bremen plays the ball square. Shot comes in from Podolski, always rising, and over the top of the bar for a goal kick to Serbia.
A little bit of a shame really there, because that was a good opportunity for Germany to break, and I thought just Muller just ran out of steam really. It's a little bit of a shame for him there, because he has had a good game so far. I wonder if he'll stay on the field.
Well, the Serbia change is Ninkovic, who's a playmaker. He's coming off, and Kačar, who did start out life as a central defender professionally, he's coming on. So it's a defensive midfield player on for Serbia.
Why does
and Ninkovic is coming
us?
off, absolutely. And the change for Germany, the first one, will see Kaká, who scored in the second half of the first match against Australia. He comes on for Ozil, who's not been as effective in the second half. And Marco Marin, one of the Germany players that won the Under-21 Championship in Sweden last season. He's another player from Werder Bremen. He's coming on. I think, surprisingly, for Thomas Muller, has looked very lively from the out wide.
I was just saying to you there beforehand, I think Muller looks tired. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's done well. I think he's looked very, very dangerous, but he just looks exhausted, and he has put a power of work in, particularly since the sending off.
So Kakao and Marin for Ozil and Muller, and the Serbian change is Kačar for Ninkovic. Kakao, as I say, did score against Australia. He was born in Brazil, only made his debut against China last May, but he's in the World Cup squad. As Podolski crosses too deep in the centre, and that won't be kept in play either by Marko Marin on this right-hand side. It's gone out for a Serbia throw-in, and the connection between Marko Marin and this Serbia side is he's Bosnian born, so Marin's an interesting change for Joachim Löw. We've played 25 and a half minutes. Serbia leading Germany by a goal to nil on 5 Live, with Slovenia USA to come from Johannesburg. David Moyes part of our team, and then from 6:15 the build up to England against Slovenia, with a kick-off in Cape Town at 7:30. Marin's cross right edge of the penalty area, charged down by the Serbian defenders, and in their red shirts they come forward. Mertesacker then fouls Zigic from behind, and that's probably one of the clearest yellow cards we've seen so far today, and the Spanish referee does absolutely nothing. He's totally ruined this match.
You knew that was going to happen, didn't you? You knew that in the second half he'd completely change it. If he'd have kept on refereeing exactly the same way, we were going to have a bit of a joke of a game on, because in the first half that was a stick on yellow.
So in a way, Pat, it's an admission from him that he's totally got it wrong in the first period. 7 yellows and a red, and we've not seen a tackle in the match worthy of that punishment. 1-0 to Serbia. Here's a Khedira for Germany, who rattled the crossbar in the dying stage of the first half. Just inside his own half is Khedira, and then short it goes to Schweinsteiger. Forward then towards the left-hand side in Podolski, who missed that penalty. Well saved by Stojkovic, but never really struck with a great deal of conviction. And now it's with Mertesacker, the German central defender, on the halfway line. Kakao gets his first touch. He can turn. Towards his right-hand side is his captain, Philipp Lahm, 15 yards inside the Serbia half. Kakao was then just partially caught by Kolarov. No foul according to the referee, and it's rolled out for a throw into Serbia. I think, looking at the activity on their bench, preparing a second change of their own. Can't quite see at the moment who it's going to be. Good run by Kolarov. He's then caught by Schweinsteiger, and that's a free kick to Serbia inside the Germany half. And now he wants to talk to Schweinsteiger, the referee, I think. He's going to book Schweinsteiger. There we go. Well, that's nowhere near as bad a challenge as the one we saw a minute ago.
And I have to tell you also that Schweinsteiger has 3 times in this half already himself been tackled from behind. And I'll tell you what, Schweinsteiger got the ball.
Well, Joachim Löw is being ushered back to his technical area by the 4th official. The linesman is also being involved, and I've got to say, I don't like to see that kind of reaction from a manager, but I fully understand his frustrations. It's bordering on farce now, the officiating in this match. The only thing that's consistent about it, Pat, is the inconsistency of the fella in charge.
It's one of those classic ones that we had a chat about at half-time. If you start off throwing cards out in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, you have got a rod for your own back, and he suffered from that.
Here's Krasic on the right, gets the cross in towards Zigic in the middle, and he should have scored. His header, I think, just caught the top of the bar. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Germany, and that really should have been 2-0 to Serbia.
And that's your problem. Mertesacker, if he does not follow Zigic at any point in time, he's going to leave himself with Philipp Lahm. And that is the most ridiculous attempt. I mean, Lahm, a wonderful, wonderful player, but he's about 5'6", about the same height as me, and he's never going to be like near a 6'8" centre forward.
Here's Milan Jovanovic on the left-hand side, the man who got the Serbia goal in the first half, about level with the edge of the German penalty area, being forced backwards by Lahm. Back it goes now to Stankovic. The number 19, Radoslav Petrovic, is preparing to come on for Serbia. He's another holding midfield player, so it's going to be another defensive change by Radi Antić, because after that defeat against Ghana with Germany to come, not many people gave Serbia hope in this Group D, but if they can hang on and beat the Germans, with Australia in the final match, you'd make them a pretty strong choice to go through to the second phase. Here's Jovanovic, edge of the penalty area, poked to Kolarov. Kolarov went for goal, could have crossed it, flag was up anyway, and it's a goal kick to Germany. And here's the change, Kuzmanovic, who plays in Germany for Stuttgart, is coming on, and Petrovic from Partizan Belgrade is going to be coming on.
Yeah, very interesting to see what they do with the system here. Obviously a couple of changes have been made by Germany. I have to say, I've not actually been very impressed with how the changes have affected Germany. I actually think they've looked weaker, they've looked less controlled. since they've made those changes. But once again, he's asked Marin now, and Bosnia Serbia. That's a big mistake to make. Serbia are going to just stay defensively. But interesting to see that he's asked these two wide players. Marin has gone to the left-hand side, and for me, I think they were looking to get the pace of Kakao through the middle, but he's not really looks if he's going to use his pace.
Stankovic plays the ball towards Kacar, just outside the penalty area, tried to go himself. I think he thought that there might have been some support on his left from Jovanovic, which wasn't there, and it's gone behind. I think I made a mistake too, Pat. I think I said that one was coming on and the other one was coming on.
Well, yeah.
Of course, Kuzmanovic was going off, and
yes.
Petrovic has come on. Here's the dangerous Krasic on the right. The referee had almost blown for the foul before the German player got there. It is going to be a free kick to Serbia, and Khedira is just asking the referee, claiming to the referee that he got the ball. So free kick to Serbia, midway inside the Germany half. In fact, slightly more advanced than that now they've placed the ball down. And the captain of Serbia, Dejan Stankovic of Inter Milan, his third World Cup tournament, and he's played in the tournament with 3 different countries, Yugoslavia, Serbia and Montenegro, and now just Serbia. He's going to leave this for Krasic with the blonde hair, the player that scored against Manchester United at Old Trafford in the Champions League this season, delivers it in, headed up into the air by Petrovic, and over the bar and behind for a goal kick to Germany. Well, Pat, they've got 14 minutes, Germany, to pull something out of the bag here.
I mean, they're going to go for it as well. They're going to bring Gomez on, so they've got plenty of forwards on the field. The fear, of course, for Germany is you don't want to lose by too many goals with a group this tight. I mean, it could come down to goal difference.
Absolutely. Throw into Germany, and the substitution can be made now. This is going to be an interesting decision, and they're going to take off the number 14, who is Holger Badstube, at the left back, and send on Mario Gomez. He's not quite going for broke, Joachim Löw, because they're not coming forward too much, Serbia, but all the same, Pat, that's a very attacking move he's made.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, because having left only one player up front most of the time, Serbia, there's no point in having 3 and 4 defenders back down there. You know, you may as well get another striker on.
Here come Germany, Kakao, and now Podolski has gone more central since the changes, flicked out towards the left-hand side to Marin. Marin chests it down, runs into the box for Germany, still Marco Marin, widens the angle, gets the shot in, took a deflection, and Stojkovic, who apart from the penalty looks anything bar confident, has almost volleyballed it behind again for a corner.
I think if you look into his background, I think you will find out he probably was a volleyball player at some point, because he's played more volleyball shots than he has done catches.
Might be an idea for Radi Antic to untie his hands, the goalkeeper. Here's the corner, swung in from the left. Mertesacker tried to get there, fell down inside the penalty area. I think he tripped over Vidic's feet, and the ball's gone behind.
I think that was a penalty kick. I honestly do. The ball was actually played in. The goalkeeper just pushed Mertesacker over, nowhere near it. I mean, he's a goalkeeper, and they do get a great deal of protection. You're not allowed just to push a player away and push him to the ground.
Well, here's a third and final change from Radi Antic. And he's going to bring on Danko Lazovic from Zenit St. Petersburg when he gets the opportunity. So both coaches trying to alter things tactically, Serbia to preserve what they have, which is this 1-0 lead in Germany. The group leaders and group favourites, emphatic victors against Australia, to try and get back in the game. Remember, they've hit the crossbar through Khedira. Podolski's had a penalty saved, and they've had Closer sent off 36 minutes into this match. Here's the change, and the goal scorer, Milan Jovanovic, is being replaced by Lazovic for the final 12 minutes or so of this game.
It's very intriguing the way that the Germans are currently lining up at the moment. They've got a 3-man defensive line there, and Mertesacker's going man-to-man on Zigic at the back, but we've got a 3-man back line, and generally 2 midfielders and 4 players want to go forward. So how brave is that when you're down to 10 men, 4 forwards on the field?
So free kick to Serbia. Nemanja Vidic of Manchester United takes it, long and angled out towards this left-hand side, towards Lazovic, who's another tall, strong-looking player in this Serbia team, wide on the left-hand side, back towards the halfway line, and Subotic, and then out towards Krasic on the far side, won't keep it in play, floats over his head, and it's out for a throw into Germany on the left-hand side, which they take quickly through Arne Friedrich. Now the ball is with Kakao on the halfway line, forward towards Mario Gomez, who's excellent domestically for Bayern Munich, and before that Stuttgart, who he played for. But when I see him in a major tournament, Pat, he seems to struggle, Gomez.
Yes, just trying to get as many games under his belt, and if he come on a substitute, that's not going to be helping a great deal, because we know centre forwards like to get as much game time as they possibly can. You're looking at Gomez there. For me, Kakáu's come on, and he might as well be playing for Serbia. Every time he's got the ball, he's giving it to the opposition.
Didn't get a regular place in the Bayern Munich side this season, despite the 30 million that they paid for him last summer. He was behind Olic for the majority of the campaign. So there's a foul committed on the far side by Lahm, I think it was. In fact, it was Marin. And it's going to be a free kick to Serbia, 10 yards inside the Germany half. And every time they show a picture here of Joachim Löw and his staff on the bench, they look extremely frustrated, certainly by the officiating and also by the way the game's gone. Headed down by Zigic and volleyed goalwards there towards the goal by Kačar. And he's put it over the bar, and he maybe had time, Pat Nevin, to bring that down and pick his spot. Yeah, but once again, it's such a similar move. Zigic just goes to the back post, makes sure he peels off the back of Mertesacker, and there's no way Philip Lahm's going to be able to meet him at all. Gets the header down. Space for Kaká to run into for Germany, and he played it square where he thought Khedira might be. That's decent tracking back, though, by the Serbian defenders, and in fact, extremely neat play inside the penalty area by Petrovic, who did very well to track him, then nutmeg him, and then play it forward down the left-hand side. It just seemed to me, Pat, at the moment, Germany, they've run out of ideas. Run out of ideas, but I actually think they look tired. I think there's a lot of tired players out there. They really did blast at it for a good period of time. You have to remember, you're watching them attacking, but they're having to go and cover their teammates all the time, and the midfielders are hammering down 60 yards up the field, 80 yards back the field, 60 yards up the field. They're doing that all the way through the match, and I think it's beginning to take its toll now. Kaká's gone down off the ball. Free kick to Germany, almost in front of Radi Antić, the former Barcelona and Real Madrid coach. He's managed on the big stage. He also famously scored that goal for Luton all those years ago in '83 at Manchester City, which led to David Pleat's favourite famous run on the pitch. Podolski's ball into the penalty area. Gomez was the target, and it's headed behind by Vidic for a Germany corner. Yeah, but it was a decent ball in once again. It's you just get feeling between now and the end of the game. We always say it, but there could be one more chance for Germany. 8 minutes to go. Germany 0, Serbia 1, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Serbs. Good defending again by the number 4 Kačar. He managed to ricochet the ball off Podolski and behind for a goal kick. Remember, a couple of games coming up for you this afternoon on 5 Live. David Moyes, part of our commentary team for Slovenia versus the USA from 3. All the build-up in Cape Town starts at 6:15. Then from 7:30, England against Algeria. Mike Ingham, Alan Green, Chris Waddle and Graham Taylor, big match commentary team. Mark Pugac live in Cape Town. Then 6:06 with Alan Green after that. And then in the aftermath of that England game, Nicky Campbell and Danny Baker both presenting programmes from Cape Town tomorrow. Serbia coming forward looking for what would be a clinching goal late in this match. Petrovic's ball out. It's too far in front of Krasic, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Neuer then takes the goal kick with the ball moving. The officials can't wait to stop it, and they've made them retake the goal kick, and there we go. The referee absolutely adored the fact that he could stop that free kick being taken because the ball was moving microscopically. Yeah. Pedantic was used, that word was invented for this referee. So Germany 0, Serbia 1 on 5 Live from the BBC with absolutely perfect clear blue skies above this Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth, and the clock very much on the side of Serbia, who were beaten by that late penalty against Ghana in the first match. But if they hang on here, they'll be level on points for the Germans and only behind them on goal difference, and they'll have the juicy thought of Australia in the final match, while Germany have that potential tricky one against Ghana, who are in action against Australia tomorrow. An opportunity really for Ghana to grab a hold of the group. Podolski hits the shot hard and low, always dragged it wide, and no real problem for Stojkovic at all. A little bit of shame because Marin was looking for the 1-2 there and he didn't get it back, and I think he was through and goal if they'd have timed that well. Don't think he was offside, but we all know that Podolski likes the shot, but this time, and not for the first time in this game so far, off target. So goal kick away to our right for Serbia. Don't forget, all the way through the World Cup, visit our website, www.bbc.co.uk/football. Play our shootout quiz, which is well worth a look. And also every morning from 7 o'clock on Sports Extra, you'll hear 30 minutes of highlights from the previous day's coverage here from South Africa. Germany coming forward down the left. with a tricky Marco Marin. Went for goal from just outside the box, charged down by Stankovic and picked up in the right back position an extremely spinny ball which is controlled by Petrovic and then given away on the halfway line to Bastian Schweinsteiger. Forward to Khedira. Khedira just momentarily halted, but he still gets the ball out to Lahm on this right-hand side. Kacar backtracking on this near side for Serbia in all red. Good run by Lahm. Then the tackle is made just outside the penalty area and Serbia play it away. And Radiantic went running down the touchline just like his former manager David Pleat did all those years ago, encouraging more work from Zigic, who was happy to watch Mertesacker restart play for Germany.
I think Zigic's body language through the entirety of this game has been deplorable. It's been absolutely awful.
Kaká in space for Germany. Good tackle on him by Stankovic. And then stabbed forward towards Zigic. Stankovic had made a run through the centre, being tracked by Kaká. The ball lacked all the quality necessary. Easily intercepted by Mertesacker. And now Germany can start again on the left-hand side with Marin. Midway inside the Serbia half. Towards Podolski, who gives chase. Vidic across, who's so big and strong as we know. He manages to allow the ball to roll out of play. A goal kick to Serbia with 4.5 minutes to go. Pat Nevin.
But they're taking massive chances, the Germans now. They're pushing more and more players forward as the game goes, and if there was any pace whatsoever in the Serbian front line, they would be breaking away and getting chances. As such, the only player with pace is Karasic, and he has actually been pushed further and further back.
I think I'm right in saying, that the referee's only shown one yellow card in the second half.
You did actually mention before at the end of the first half that you would suspect that he wouldn't go for his cards as much in the second half.
Otherwise it would have been 6 against 7. Could have been the first abandonment in the history of the World Cup. Here comes Serbia down the left. Kolarov won't catch that. Lazovic had tried to play it in down the left-hand side. And Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper, will have a goal kick. This time he just makes sure the ball wasn't slightly moving in the breeze.
And the fact that he was actually only booked one player in this second half is tacit admission that he was too ridiculous in the first half.
Absolutely. The German goal kick comes to nothing. In fact, it was floated aimlessly forward, and Stojkovic is going to dribble it around his penalty area until Gomez forces him to pick it up. Really does make this Group D extremely interesting, because as Nigel says, if Australia can beat Ghana this afternoon, all 4 teams will go into the final match on 3 points. Long punt forward. Zigic had no thought to challenge Neuer. Then he's got a hold of the goalkeeper as he's tried to run away from him. On another day you'd have got a yellow card for that, for time wasting.
And another half he'd have got a yellow card for that.
Farce, absolute farce. Here's Friedrich, and he's caught in possession. Serbia have got the ball on the halfway line with Stankovic. Then it's played forward over there towards the far side and Kacar. Now it's picked up by Krasic. Kacar can cross and pick out someone in the centre. Went for the cross. It was too deep, in fact, for the run of Lazovic, and it's picked up in the right back position by Philipp Lahm. They've had chances, Pat, to win the game here.
Well, yes, but only because Germany have just thrown everybody up. No one's bothering to defend anymore. I mean, they don't seem to care if they lose 2-0. They're just flying up forward, leaving 1, 2, maybe 3 at the back at the most at any point in time. And well done Germany, because they keep on going for it. 2.5 minutes to go. Mistake by Vidic. Khedira's got the ball just outside the penalty area for Germany in their white shirts and black shorts. Square now to Podolski, who'd love to atone for that penalty miss. That's chested back into his own penalty area by Lazovic and claimed by Stojkovic, the goalkeeper. So I think when you look back at the end of this game, if it does finish 1-0 to Serbia, I mean, you're going to look at the missed penalty kick being a very, very important part. And actually, I was going to stop talking there because there was a 1-on-1 that Zigic had the possibility. There was no way in the world he was going to chase that ball there. It really strikes me as one of the least fit centre forwards I've ever. He's not a lead the line across the line player, is he? If Alex McLeish is listening, he might need some work in pre-season before he starts off life in the Premier League for Birmingham. Marco Marin on the left side for Germany in the final 90 seconds of normal time. And Marin runs out of room. The ball goes out of play. It's a goal kick away to our right for Serbia. And Germany look an extremely frustrated and tired bunch out there. Yeah, and the end of the story, we're talking about the referee here, but it came down to one moment, didn't it? It came down to the second yellow card for Klose. Now, the first yellow card was not a bit soft. It was wrong. It shouldn't have been a yellow card. The second yellow card, Klose had to be cleverer than that. He wasn't clever enough. He ran behind the player and he made a tackle from behind. No point in doing that. It wasn't in a dangerous position, and the entire game changed in that moment. Of course, if Ghana do beat Australia tomorrow, they'd move on to 6 points and would be in pole position in Group D, and that would increase the likelihood that England
if they win the group they're in, would have to play Germany in the second round. Germany coming forward with Podolski. Of course, a late goal for them would change the entire picture, but there's only 30 seconds of normal time left in the game. Serbia lose it. Mario Gomez for Germany. Out towards Philip Lahm, the captain, deep in Serbia territory. Terrible cross into the centre, and easily claimed by the goalkeeper. No quality at all from Lahm on the right.
We were talking right back at the start of the game. We'd watched the previous game for Germany, and the amount of time they spent attacking down the right-hand side. And most of the time they have tried to attack down the right-hand side, but the delivery from just about everybody on this right-hand side has been poor all the way through the game. And maybe that's the reason more than anything else that they haven't scored. And also the fact that they've got a player missing a penalty.
3 minutes of stoppage time to play. Just a couple of days ago, people were talking about this being a predictable World Cup in South Africa. Since then, Switzerland had beaten Spain, and it looks as though Germany are going to lose to Serbia.
Well, that's a consideration for you. I mean, the big nations in Europe, England managed to draw their first game. France are looking as if they're just about out. And Germany now losing this game, and they're the one team you thought were doing very well. And even Italy drew their first game.
Kaká forward to Gomez, then back to Kaká. 30 seconds of stoppage time played. Podolski for Germany, just outside the penalty area. Into Marin, his first touch was shocking. If he'd have gathered that, he could have crossed to two in the centre. As it is, it bounces off him and goes behind for a goal kick.
You have seen the reaction of Joachim Löw there. He went ballistic. He smashed the bottle onto the ground. If there's a camera on them, we're going to see that in a minute. That was a real shame. That was the opportunity. He was behind the defence. There were players in the centre waiting for the cross, and it was in the last minute. The perfect time for Germany.
Mertesaker's up there as a centre forward now in injury time. The central defender from Werder Bremen, all 6'6" of him. He would have been favourite had a cross gone into the middle, but Marin couldn't deliver it. The ball is back with Manuel Neuer, the German goalkeeper, outside of his penalty area, with 90 seconds of the 3 minutes of added time already played here in Port Elizabeth. Vidic beats Mertesaker in the air. The loose ball lands at the feet of Schweinsteiger. Here's Podolski. His penalty miss could be so costly for Germany. Now Marin. Can he do better this time? Whipped in from the left into the centre towards Gomez. Away by Vidic. Only as far as Schweinsteiger. Now Khedira for Germany. Central position just outside the penalty area. Floated in from the left by Lahm. Too high for Gomez. Not cleared out of the penalty area by Serbia. Headed down by Gomez. Gomez will get a chance to shoot. Blocked by a Serbian body lying on the floor. Vidic's header back towards his own goal. And now the referee somehow has spotted a foul committed by Germany. I suspected he might do. And it's a free kick to Serbia.
I think it was the other way around. I think it was Vidic that had the foul on Mertesaker there, and the referee, once again, I just can't really see where he's seeing that there. And of course, players going down saying they've got cramp. I actually think that is a cramp. You can see the twitching on his leg there. But what a shame for Germany, because as soon as they put big Mertesaker up at centre forward there, they've had the best few chances. Maybe should have done that 5 or 10 minutes ago.
I think it's worth pointing out, Pat, we mentioned that the German players look tired. The Serbian team have had to work very, very hard to preserve this lead, because they're a very fluid side, Germany, and they've chased shadows a lot of the time during the match, Serbia, and they've had to the space.
Do you know, something else happened there. There was a free kick. We've seen this a moment ago. Joachim Löw throwing his bottle to the ground for the second time, but there was a clearance there by a Serbian player, and I have to say, he missed the ball completely and managed to catch one of the German strikers. I think it was Gomez, completely clean, never got the ball. Shout for a penalty kick.
Well, you're not missing anything, because Dejan Stankovic is being placed on a stretcher with cramp, and now he's being carried off by 4 FIFA officials.
Said it would end up 10 against 10.
Yeah, well, it is, because they've made all their changes, Serbia, so Radi Antić can't do anything. Maybe it's slightly worse than cramp. We'll wait and see. He's being carried off anyway, a whole posse of people around his stretcher.
He was actually the player I was telling you about, trying to clear that ball, didn't get the ball, and managed to kick Gomez.
Now, by my watch, Mr. Umdiano, the referee's got to add at least 2 minutes on for that, because that's how long it's taken to get Stankovic off. All of the Serbia players are lined up ready to celebrate what would be a huge victory for them. They've not beaten Germany since 1973, when they were Yugoslavia, so Serbia as an independent nation has never beaten Germany. Lahm's ball forward, in towards Mertesaker, headed away by Vidic as far as Podolski. Now it's with Marin just outside the box. Floated in towards Mario Gomez, who couldn't get between the 2 Serbian central defenders. Stojkovic claimed it. Referee blows the full-time whistle, and Serbia have beaten Germany in Port Elizabeth to blow Group D absolutely wide open. Jovanovic's goal in the first half, so significant as Lukas Podolski's second half penalty miss, and a group that was Germany's for the taking now could be very tricky for them, Pat Nevin.
Yeah, they will be slightly panicked by that. Germany by a long way were the better team, not just when they had 11 against 11, but when they had 10 against 11. I think they played very well this afternoon, but just no one at the moment who could score a goal, particularly when Klose comes off. They did have the chance, as you said, that penalty kick, and they missed that as well. But Germany, they will be slightly panicked. They will be worried just now. And I have to say, the neutrals in here will be sitting watching it thinking, how did Serbia do that? And I don't think anyone who loves football would enjoy watching Serbia today.
Joachim Löw went straight down the tunnel with a face like thunder. Vladimir Stojkovic, the Wigan goalkeeper, has the ball tucked under his goalkeeping jersey. He's going to keep that as a souvenir. And of course, the significance now to all this, Mark Chapman, is that England face the real possibility now of meeting Germany in the second round of this World Cup in South Africa. Shock for the second time in 3 days. Spain losing to to Switzerland. Now Germany losing to Serbia. And the stories are starting to appear in this World Cup.